So at the end of my last session, I kind of left you in the lurch a little bit. We're doing a second build in CI on builds.sourcefile. I hadn't let you sort of see whether it finished or not, but I can confirm that it did work. You can see the second build after this first one that failed did work, and we have if I go to the bottom, finished in about 3 minutes apparently. Did all the things, including building the site, and there you can see this is the bit where it's actually building the GUI app. It's just finishing there, and then went on to do the expander and all that kind of stuff. And it seemed to all work once I put the node back in or npm. So that's good. So today, I think I'm going to have a crack at translations with this internationalization library for Gleam. But first, I need to do a little bit of checking to make sure that everything that we committed is clean and tidy, because I haven't done them, because I've deleted so many things and then put in a bunch of artifacts. I need to make sure that it's actually going to be buildable when I check it back out again. So I think I'm going to just delete this checkout and see what happens then. So go back. So yeah, so I'm going to get rid of snippet expander, the entire checkout there, and I better just do that here. Oops. Make sure I'm not in there. Okay, and then I'm going to do a quick checkout to make sure that I can build all that stuff again from scratch, and then it works. So clone, of course, and git source apt snippet expander. Okay, shouldn't take too long. There we go. So if I go in here, I'm just going to do a quick ls on new bit. Make sure everything kind of looks okay. Oh, of course. Right, I need to switch. That's the thing. So I need to switch branches. That's the main reason I want to do this. Make sure that if I switch, I'm good. So git switch. What is it? Gleam something or other? Yeah. Okay. Let's do that. ls again. So everything looks good there. Yeah, and we've got the Gleam stuff there. Okay, what's in the source? Okay. All right, so I'm just going to do a make. Just take a minute or so because I've got to do all the bits. Oh, that was quick. Wow, okay. Did that give us all the little extra bits in there then? Yep, so we've got Wails.js in there now. So if I go into command, snippet expander GUI, I've got build in there. So if I do build bin snippet expander, I should see a new, yeah, very minimal version there. Cool. Okay. And then last test should be able to do a make clean all and make again. That seems to have worked. Just a quick double check on all that. So it did all the bits and bobs there. Makes all the UI from the beginning. Gets ES field, bundles, generates the Wails directory. Does it? Hold on a minute, where does it do that? Huh. Hold on. Right, is there a move in here? There is. Oh. Oh no, that was from when I did the test ages ago. Did the cleanup. Okay. Right, so that's the problem. Okay. I think I've got a little problem in my make file. I need to make sure that all the artifacts are cleaned out, and I don't think it's doing it. So, as part of the build, we have to generate all the Wails modules here. But for the Gleam stuff to work, I need to move the artifact of Wails.js into its front-end source directory so it can see it. I'm not cleaning that out, am I? I bet. So if I go here, where's it seen? Okay. That's not getting cleaned. In fact, the whole directory needs to be cleaned. Okay, I'm going to quickly change that. So I'm just going to call out Wails.js. source. So that'll be just front-end Wails. And then here we're going to have this dia, just as a quick. And then here we will whack that. So this is just making it so that I can easily reference all the bits that I need. Okay. So down here, we will just reference the two things. So we're going to move source dia to its final destination. So that should work okay. We should be able to move front-end Wails to front-end source Wails. And then on a cleanup, I need to make sure both of those are removed. Actually, correct here, it should be here. So I can switch this out, those two things. So the source dia and the final artifact dia to make sure it's clean. Do I need to, so we've got the object, and the final JavaScript object during dist. That's in dist. Okay, okay. I think I'm good there. These are the actual artifacts, the sort of final things that get built. And this is all stuff that's kind of artifacts during the build that I might need to clean out afterwards. Okay. And on here, I can get rid of that, that, and that. So if I do a make, I need to fix that as well. Shouldn't be doing rebuild every time. If I do a make clean, no, hold on. Make clean. That's good. Make should bring it back. make clean all. Does the clean and then deletes all the Wails.js stuff as well. So we'll do so if I clear this and do a make, and then have a look backwards, I should see a move at the right time. If I do it again, don't need to. Make clean, make, that's okay, and then I make no, and make. Okay, so that worked. So need to have that Wails generate first. So that's okay. Fine. All right. At some point, I do need to work out why this Wails stuff is regenerated all the time, but that's not a big deal. Okay. Let's check this. Okay. Yeah. Improve artifact. Clean up. Howdy. Right, so do a git push on that, see how that goes. Okay, so now I want to have a quick look at that translation stuff. So front end. Oops. Let's have a look. So a comprehensive internationalization library for Gleam. So I've had a very quick look at this. There's a whole bunch of stuff. What I'm actually interested in is the translation stuff. So it's got translation validation. It's got pluralization. And it's got a load of localization. Context-sensitive translations. It's interesting. So I need to do this, Gleam add, and then I need to work out how to get the files in place. So what it does is it generates modules from what I can tell, with all the functions in place. So this is what I've got already. So when I was using Svelte, I created my translatable strings using this kind of format where I'd have some sort of keys and then the values, and it was nested like this, not this flat format. And I've got a file back here actually at the top in g18n. I've got an ENGB. You can see that it's just the stuff here. And then the one that I want to use first is this one right at the bottom here. No connection. Could not connect to this and expand. Because that's the only thing we've actually got working again on the Gleam side. So I need to set things up for that. And apparently we do that by generating this kind of format here. So I need to put my translations under source project name translations. A bit strange that we have to do the project name thing again, but I can live with that. And then we have to run this to generate the module, the actual Gleam module. I had to look at this dev thing, and it looks like it does support the format I have for my name. So I'll be using ENGB, Great Britain. So that's my base strings. I haven't got any others yet. But we'll just see if we can at least load them into the UI and get them working. So once I've got that, at some point I presume, right, so to use the generated translations, I have to obviously import the new modules and the library. And then create the translator from, I guess, one of the functions that's going to be generated. So I presume there'll be some sort of EN, maybe GB or something translator, but we'll find out. And then I can just start doing this for all the strings. So this will be, for me, translate ENGB, no connection there. How we do the switch over to different languages, I do not know yet. But we'll come to that. We'll get some strings working first, and then we'll do that. Okay, so I'm going to need to do this after I've got the two libraries in. So I'll just copy that. Oh, well, I'll have to move that file. Okay. Right. So first things first, in front end. Gleam. Hold on, I've been doing this in tiny text. Oops, sorry. There we go. Right, you can see it now. So, Gleam add g18n. Cool. And then Gleam add g18n underscore dev. I think. Cool. So everything's sorted there. Then I need to move things around. So before we can even start using it, in source, I need to make a front end directory, and then I'm just going to move the i18 into front end translations. So make sure that's correct. Translations, yes. Oops. Let's do a get move. Yeah. Okay. That's moved it. And if I go into front end translations, it's there. Cool. Right, so this shouldn't make any difference now. I should have to just make nothing really changes. And let's put our object sec on here. Oh, let's go into the right place. Okay. Okay. Down here, we will just run build bin snippet expander, make sure it still works. Okay. If I actually do snippet expander stop, run it again and get the text that we're going to change. We're not connected to the snippet expander daemon. Right, we want that to remain. Let's have a look. Okay. So I need to. Oh, hold on. Oh, hold your horses. I need to do that thing there. So let's see how that works. So I'm going to do a Gleam run -m g18n/dev generate nested. Ah, that's a problem. So over there it's telling me that the function names are invalid. Mm. So let's see what it's done before I then go fix that up, if I can. So source, front end, translations.gleam. Let's have a look at that. Okay. All right. So it's passing all these things through. So it's flattened them all, which is what you need. And then added these things at the bottom as well. Okay. It's simple enough, sort of. Actually, one there. Let's move it to lowercase. And then we'll run those translations again. Hopefully it regenerates. Yay. Did not complain this time. And then we'll go back into source, front end, translations. Oh. Oh, yeah. No. It's not generated them. Because that's just my file. Do it again. And this time it generated, so it must have had to do its cleanup then. No, it's not generated them. Oh, yes it has. Oh, it's there, exactly. Right, it's not under translations, it is translations. Okay. So if we look at this, actually I should probably go into it. Caught out by. Okay. Now it's recognised properly. So in GB translations, have locale stuff. Okay. Cool. So there's a couple of things there that obviously were a little bit of a gotcha. I might give you a bit of feedback on that. But that's cool. All right. So let's see if we can get this actually doing its thing. So in here, import g18n and then import. I didn't ask for that. Was it translations? Oh yeah, front end translations. And then right at the bottom here, I've got this HTML text. So I need to remove that and use going to actually initialize the translator first. So let assert okay. Yeah, and then in GB translator equals, and then translations in GB translator. That's correct, yeah? Yeah. Why is that giving me a type mismatch? Is that because I've just not used it yet? In GB translator, assert okay. Translations. I have to look at the code in a sec and see what it's returning. But let's just finish what it's saying in the example. So in here, g18n translate. Pass it a translator and then the string. So we should be able to pass ENGB translator and then no connection. Right, okay, so this is the problem. Let's have a look at source front end translate. translator. I wonder if something changed there, whether we've moved this or something and not kept the docs up. Let's just get rid of the okay, I guess. See what happens. I have to look into that. I'm not really going to have time for that just today. But I might have to see what's the deal. Right, in theory, that just worked. So if I run the app again, could not connect to this expanded daemon. Let's change to a different thing. I can't remember what I've got now. Oh, I've got the translations here. So no, can't. Let's do a nested one. So let's do no snippets found description. Just try that. No snippets found description. I think that's right. No snippets found description. Give that a go. Please try entering a different search term. Smart. Okay. And we're back. Could not connect to this expanded daemon. Great. Okay. So it does work, but the documentation is a little bit out of date. We've simplified things, I think. That looks so. It's cool. Oh wait, I think that's where I need to stop at the moment. I need to go double check what's the deal there, and maybe give some feedback. And I'm kind of run out of time. But so far so good. It kind of works. And now I need to work out how I will do the switch based on the user's locale as to which translations, although I've only got the one set anyway at the moment anyway. So, but in time, it might change. So that's cool. So thanks for watching, and until next time, take care. Bye.